Many people around the world have suddenly become self proclaimed experts on Miss South Africa. They find themselves offended that we have made our own decision and we've exercised our own autonomy. They won't listen to us when we say the rule of law will not be undermined in our country. As time goes by, I'm starting to learn that this is actually a positive thing because the kind of person that won't even give us the respect to look into the history of our country, will jump to conclusions, will jump to believing the worst about us, is actually not the kind of people we should pay attention to. If it changes the narrative and it means that they don't come here, that's fine because we've survived um, sanctions. 50 years we lived without anybody else, right? But there were always people who came here. And if people start realizing that the condition for doing that is respecting our laws, that we were not about to set a precedent for somebody being rewarded, the highest rank that a beauty contestant can be rewarded for a lifetime of identity theft. If we are going to be dragged on the world stage for our integrity, so be it. But just to be asperus and just to be absolutely Tjatjarag, I have decided that since they're constantly questioning the surname Roux with which we've grown up, I have decided that I'm somehow going to do something cheeky. That's right. We've all grown up with it. It's Christmas time, so we're all going to be drinking it. JC LaRue, it's the perfect time of the year for them to start with this nonsense. They can go ahead and do it. I've decided I'm somehow going to give JC LaRue free advertising. And just to rub salt in the wounds of those who would believe the worst about our country, why don't we watch this JC LaRue advert from 2020? Miss South Africa was who?
Hello everybody, my name is Mpumila Dwaba. Can you believe we have come to the end of our JC LaRue Celebration Inside series? I'm joined by the incredible Miss SA 2020, Shurufatso Musida. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Bumi. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad we finally get to have a conversation. We've been meeting on and off and we finally get to sit down. What did you do when you finally found a moment to celebrate being Miss SA?
Funny enough, I only got to celebrate being Miss SA, I think 9 months.
I figured.
Okay. So this is what's actually going on. But nobody wants to listen to our side of the story. Nobody wants to have a good faith discussion with us. We are not an innately viable country. So if they don't want to look at the nuances, if they don't want to do that, that's between them and their maker. We have a country to run. We've been running our South African business over here. They have had no interest, and suddenly they act like they're personally offended and don't want to hear the other side of the story. They talk about bullying. What about the children who've been poisoned through things like illegal immigration? What about the people stuck under mines through things like illegal immigration, which hurts both South Africans and illegal immigrants because they're often used in slave labor. They're often, when crime happens to them, they can't go to the police because they're afraid that they're going to be found out for being illegal when they weren't even trying to be. This corruption has got to stop. That is our responsibility. Everybody else can talk. They can demonize us while we do what we need to do. Carry on, South Africa. Have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your JC LaRue like you've been doing while everybody else was ignoring us. Us, the xenophobic nation, apparently, we actually had a Mozambican first lady. So the argument that we don't want an African and a black person to represent us when we actually gave her and allowed her to have, without any argument, the highest spot in our land that a woman could have. People even wrote letters to her when we were children, you know? But they weren't here for that. They don't want to see that. They don't want to hear that. So hear what you want to hear. Hear what you want to hear. We know who we are. This has been Nuance with Nikki, the nitty gritty, even if it's not pretty. But you know who's pretty? All of our Miss South Africas. And they deserve our support. Please remember that Mia represents many deaf South Africans. Okay, please make sure that we make a noise for her. I'd love it if somebody started a challenge when she goes to Miss Supernatural next year. Could we send her videos like we do to the Springboks, doing the anthem in sign language? Could we support her like that too? Okay, let's drown out the noise and let's focus on the kids again. Go to my channel, go like all the videos I made for the deaf kids who are looking up to Mia LaRue, who, by the way, didn't do anything. Okay, Gracia Michelle's husband wanted us to unite as a nation. We could have had a bloody revolution. We chose not to. They are talking about issues that we've handled. They're trying to fight fights that we've won. But okay, at Laklakre. As I'm been in South Africa, nuance with Nikki, the nitty gritty, which is actually much prettier than anybody wants to admit here. Thank you.